Thank you, Tim. And thank you to Debbie, Andrea, and Jason and John for this timely and informative discussion. We have a small gift for each of you. The glass bowls that Tim is handing out were handmade by local artists at St. Louis's very own Third Degree Glass Factory, as was the Global Ambassador Award presented earlier. Good afternoon. As Tim mentioned, my name is Stella Sheehan and I'm the Deputy Director of the World Trade Center. Those of you that know me know that I'm usually behind the curtain for this event, and truth be told, that's where I'm most comfortable for many of the 14 years I've been involved in helping to produce Growing Global. But when Tim asked me this year to consider closing the show, I was truly honored, as the topic is so very close to my heart, and I found myself agreeing to come out from behind the curtain. Thank you. I came to the US for love to join my husband, who's down in the back there somewhere, in 2003 for 5 years only. That was 21 years ago. When I first arrived in St. Louis in a world pre the Mosaic Project, those dark days, many of the immigrants I met were married to St. Louis natives. So just saying, if the whole economic thing doesn't work out, the love train might be an arrow in St. Louis's quiver. It's those Midwestern manners that get you every time. St. Louis is now my adopted home. It's the city where I became a wife and mother, and yes, added to the population by producing 2 new Americans of my own. You're welcome, Ness. Edward Roberts, the founder of MIT's Entrepreneurship Center, said to emigrate is an entrepreneurial act. I have to admit, I totally underestimated the impact of the transition to living stateside. Having lived in several different European countries, I thought I was more than ready to adapt to my new home. And I was very fortunate. I had a ready-made support network in the form of my husband's family and friends. And despite a few differences in terminology and whatever Sean Mullins tells you, I spoke the same language. I remain in awe, however, of all those who make the transition because they have to, do not know anyone here, and have to learn the language. They embody that true entrepreneurial spirit. Our commonality lies in navigating our new home. St. Louis is to us a melting pot in that great American tradition where we can meet other immigrants, like my WTC colleague, Annie Mbale, who herself just produced one of St. Louis's newest Americans. We got you, Ness. A place where we can start up, stand out, and stay, as Jason's organization, GSL, reminds us. As another of my colleagues and the author of Welcome to the USA, You're Hired, Betsy Cohen, likes to say, and yes, that was a shameless plug for her book, finding gainful employment is so much more than just a job, and that has certainly been the case for me. I've been truly blessed to work alongside an inspirational, dedicated, and committed team of professionals in the form of our President and CEO, Rodney Krim, our Executive Director, Tim Nowak, and our fabulous WTC team of Sean Mullins, Suzanne Sierra, Susan Spitz, Karen Gentles, and of course, Annie Mbale, and all of our terrific colleagues at the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership. Finally, we're nearly there, I promise. Finally, to my husband, Patrick. You are the reason I am here and my cheerleader in every exciting endeavor. Thank you, darling, for taking a chance on a Galway girl and for sharing your life and your city with me. But let's not forget who moved continents for whom. Like my mother's ever going to let you, let's be honest. There is an old Irish proverb which reads, Ar sca a chéile a waramid, which roughly translates to, in the shadow of each other we blossom. I feel as though that truly applies to my life and to the lives of my fellow immigrants in St. Louis, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.